Hi everyone, welcome to Rachel Pichler Yoga. If we haven't met before, my name is Rachel. Today we're going to be doing a nice lower body focused flexibility practice. But before we get started, I do want to mention that for the month of January, I will be hosting a yoga challenge. I'm not going to give you guys too much detail right now because I'm still creating it and thinking of all kinds of great ideas for you guys. But I want to give you guys enough notice to maybe get prepared for committing to some sort of yoga challenge for the month of January. So stay tuned because I will be releasing more details about it in the next few weeks. But for today, you guys, you're going to need just a little bit of space to move, and let's get started. So let's begin today in a nice, lovely toe squat. So you can come over onto your hands and knees. Bring your knees together, your big toes together, and then tuck your toes under. Don't forget about the baby toe. Sometimes it gets left behind. But you can just push into your fingertips, sending your hips back towards your heels. You might start to feel the love through your toes and your feet right away. That is great. If you feel comfortable sitting back on your heels, resting your hands maybe in your lap, you can do that as well. But I just want you to forget about your feet, forget about your toes, close your eyes if you can. Soften your jaw, soften your shoulders, and just take a nice deep inhale and let it go. And another deep breath in and out. And just one more nice deep inhale and let it go. Awesome, you guys. Bring your hands back to the floor. Untuck your toes. Give them a nice shake, a nice little love tap. We're going to sit back on our heels. If you can, start to lean back a little bit. We're going to try and lift our knees. You could lift one knee at a time, or you could lift both a little bit. You can bring your hands behind you for some support. The higher you lift the knees, the more you're going to feel the top of the feet, the ankles. But just find what works best for you. Maybe try to lift one knee and then the other. If you're able to keep your balance, you might again rest your hands in your lap. Soften your jaw, soften your shoulders. Breathe. Nice job, you guys. Just one more inhale. And then let the knees slowly come back down towards the floor as you exhale. Bring your hands to your mat. Give your ankles a nice little shake. And then we're going to cross our ankles and have a seat. So you can send your legs out in front. We'll keep our right leg out long and our left foot is going to find the inner thigh. With an inhale, lengthen through your spine. And as you exhale, fold forwards. Maybe point your right toes up towards the ceiling. Soften your shoulders again. Just find your breath and that nice calf and hamstring stretch for that right leg. Nicely done, you guys. With an inhale, we're going to lift our upper body back up. And I want you to bring your left foot on top of your quad. And you can start to lean back here. You can even plant that right foot, bend that right knee, flexing your left foot, this top foot, flex it, point your toes up towards the ceiling. Your knee will appreciate that. And you can bring your hips as close to your right foot as you need to feel the love through that left leg and glute. Awesome work, you guys. If you do have your hips pretty close to your foot, you can scooch back a little bit. We're going to send our right leg out and actually bend it right underneath the left one. So you can adjust your top leg. We're going for double pigeon here, stacking our shins on top of one another. So your top foot is going to be on top of your knee, and your top knee is going to try to come towards that bottom foot. So you might be leaning back a little bit. Flex your feet, point your toes forwards, protect your knees. You can lean back a little bit, keep the space between the top knee and the bottom foot. Or maybe you can come a little further forwards. Feeling the love through that left glute and hip again. Awesome work, you guys. Take an inhale, lift your upper body back up. If you were folding forwards, start to uncross your legs and bring the soles of your feet together and your knees out wide. I want you to bring your heels as close to your hips as you can get them. Maybe even bringing your hands to the floor behind you for support. That's how close your heels are towards your hips. You can keep your fingertips behind you, pushing into the floor for support, or maybe you're able to shift your weight forwards and add a little forward fold to this. Wiggle your toes. Nice job, you guys. If you're leaning forwards, use an inhale. Slowly lift back up. Send your left leg out. Bring your right foot to your inner thigh. With an inhale, lengthen the spine. And an exhale as you tip forwards. Point your toes up towards the ceiling. Find your breath. When you're ready, use an inhale, lift your upper body back up. Take your right foot, rest it on top of your quad, maybe leaning back a little bit here, maybe planting the left foot. You can scoot your hips as close to that left heel as you'd like. Keep your hands behind you for support. Point your toes up towards the ceiling. Bringing your right shin as close to your chest as you need to feel that nice glute, that leg. Awesome job, you guys. Slowly start to let it go. Scooch the hips back maybe. Send your bottom leg out long. You can uncross actually, let's bring the bottom leg in first before we uncross our legs. Setting up your double pigeon, so trying to stack those lower legs, those shins on top of one another. Point your toes forwards to the front of the room. Take an inhale, lengthen. Maybe stay here. Rest your hands behind you or add a little tip forwards. Nicely done, you guys. Taking an inhale, slowly lifting back up. Now we can uncross our legs. We're going to make that diamond shape again, butterfly, except this time I want you to bring your feet as far away as you can, but still keeping the bottom of your feet together. Your hands can come to your knees. Take an inhale as you lengthen, using the exhale to tip forwards if you'd like to tip forwards. And just notice if the change in the diamond shape that you were making before compared to now feels different. Do you feel your lower legs maybe more than the hips? Do you still feel the hips just the same? Just something to be aware of, to notice. Awesome, you guys. Let's use an inhale and slowly lift all the way back up. Your hands can come to your knees. Help them come back together. Give yourself a little hug, a little rock side to side. We're going to cross our ankles again. Coming into tabletop first. You can come onto your knees and your hands. We're going to be bringing our right foot forward, so in setting up a lunge. So bring your right foot forwards, untuck your back toes so you're resting on the top of that back foot, sinking into that left hip flexor. If you want, you can roll your mat over for a little extra cushion, but just let your chest be heavy here. It's kind of resting on your front knee. Also check that your front ankle is underneath your front knee. Sink into that left hip flexor. Nice low lunge. Awesome, you guys. With an inhale, we're going to lift our chest up just a little bit, and we're going to start to pivot towards the left side. So walk your fingertips. You can start to send your back leg behind you. You're going to drop your right knee down, and we're still going to keep pivoting so that we're facing the complete opposite direction. And you're now in a lunge with your left foot forwards. Maybe it was graceful. Maybe you're not in a lunge with your left foot forwards, but make your way into one. If I lost you along the way, untuck your back toes, roll your mat over again, maybe for that back knee, and just check that your front ankle and foot is underneath your front knee. Let your chest get a little heavier. Soften through the hips, sending them forwards and down. Finding the breath. Nice job, you guys. With an inhale, you can start to lift the chest a little bit. We're going to pivot back. We're going to walk our hands over towards the right side. You can start to bring the left knee down. Maybe you end up in a nice seated position, sitting on your heels. Maybe you'd rather sit cross-legged. Either way, just facing forwards. Close your eyes. Take a breath in and lengthen through your spine. And soften your shoulders as you exhale. Awesome job, you guys. It was short, it was sweet. I hope that your lower body is feeling a little bit more open than it was before class. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me. And until next time, namaste.